Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hammer survival series. Welcome back guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the last video of where I created the library. But in this episode we are going to be doing something a little bit different than finishing the interior of the library. If you come down here, let me fly down really quick, you can see that my idea is to expand my storage area because I want to work on a lot of different projects. But to be honest, I have so many things around this entire world right now that are just completely unorganized, and it is kind of getting me stressed out, to be honest. So what we're going to do in today's project is get all of this out of here and then get it all back in here, but this time try to make a little bit of an auto sorter and make my storage area, I guess, a little bit more pretty and a little bit more efficient for me as well. So the first step is going to take me a couple hours, so we are going to try to get everything out of here. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, we have completely moved all of our storage into these chests out here, which didn't take as long as I thought it would, and it made me realize I don't have as much supplies as I thought I did. But if we even go in here, you can kind of see how the storage place looks now with it like completely empty, which to me, honestly, because I've had it for so long, feels so weird. And it's so much more room I could work with now that I'm looking at it this way. So the next thing is we need to gut this place and completely start from scratch. So next thing, let's get on it. Alright, so we finally finished the gutting of the room. That took a long time. But as you guys can see, look how much more room I have to work with for a storage room, which is, oh, I love it so much. It's gonna make my life so much easier. The bright side too is that we did go down 2 or 3 blocks, but now it's time to actually work on just the system. So getting the redstone correct, making sure the auto sorter is working before we actually design the place. So let's get on moving that right now. So we are done planning the system. I have an idea exactly on how I want to do this. What I want is I want to have items being put into a chest here and then being shot up from here all the way up here and then getting transported around in order to be dropped into the chest. I already tested out the design and I really like how it looks in a different world. So let's just get on right now working with this small portion and doing the redstone behind this. So let's do it. So we are done with the dispensing system. If you guys look down here, I have a redstone clock attached to these dispensers, and if I put stuff into this chest, let's say just the shroom lights I used in this, the chest drops it down into the dispensers shoot them out, and then eventually we are going to be making, actually our next step is going to be making the water elevator that shoots up and puts all these materials up here, and where they will then be dispersed into the chest around here. So next step, of course, let's get on this water elevator. Alrighty, so the water elevator is actually done, and as you guys can see, we're gonna have to redesign it, probably just lower this part one more because I need to design it where this isn't showing. But what it is all I have to do is put this right in here. It'll drop out, start shooting up little pieces of material and whatever the situation is or whatever I put in there. If I come up here, you can see that they are all getting transported through this little system right here, and then we'll be dropping down behind to these chests and where they will be sorted out. Another cool feature I actually added as well, it's a little bit annoying because of the clicking, but I will live with it. Another cool feature I actually did add myself was that choker box full of whatever materials I'm using. I just placed that right here as well, and same thing, it actually drops down and we'll move the materials as well. The only downside to putting the shulker box there is sometimes when I click it, it does drop into the hopper. So sometimes I'm just gonna have to, whenever the shulker box actually goes through here, I will pick it up through the system as well. I'll make a chest specifically to pick up the shulker boxes. But yeah, so that is how the system works. First things first, we need to lower this one, and then we need to actually work on this system behind here, the actual sorting system itself. So let's get on that. As you guys can see, the next goal I had was also to get all the chest in here, and as you can also see, that was a ton of wood. I had to go out and to knock down a ton of trees, so glad that is finally over with. But we actually might have to go get more. As you can see, I still have a good amount, but we need to make hoppers, and I believe it's this one. I went over to my iron farm, sat there for a couple hours while I was doing some other stuff, and we have plenty of iron to work with to get the hoppers for this system. So of course, now it's time to actually make this thing work and make it automative and make it into an actual auto sorter. I cannot speak today. So let's jump into that right now, and yeah, let's get on it. Okay, so we have one of the systems done. It's just a small little auto sorting redstone system, but if I make it like this, then what happens, all I need to do from here is I just go up here, put in placement blocks, and let's say theoretically we want dirt. We need 41 dirt in this area, so I'm just going to place that down. As you can see, it'll go down until 41. Let's just do a quick wait and see. Perfect. And if we walk over here, you can see all this comes through, and now we just need to do that to all of these, and also make a little bit of an elevator for this one as well. But the first, of course, first things first is we need to get the system with all of these top ones, because the bottom ones are not going to be auto sorters. The bottom ones are going to be ones I can just manually sort myself. I thought it would just be easier, and I've tried a bunch of different sorting systems for multi-sorting systems, and they're either too loud, I don't really like the design, or I don't have enough room for the design. So that is how we're going to do this. So the next step is we just need to really repeat this all the way around. So let's get on it. And just like that, as you guys can see, all of the sorting systems are now in place and ready to go when it comes to the sorting. The next thing we need to work on is the physical transporting around here of the items that we'd be placing in the sorting system. The one issue we did run into, my calculations were a little off, and we definitely jumped in and put a little bit of a divot in our side wall over here. But at the end of the day, this system to me is more important than this wall. So what we'll do in time, we will move this out one once we are actually finished with the system, you know, make it look clean again. But worst case scenario, I could just expand this area. I haven't figured out exactly on how I'm going to make this area look a little bit prettier, but we will figure it out. So the next step, let's work on the actual transporting of the items within the system. And with everything now officially done, we got ourselves our little transporter for the items. The next step, really, in reality, is set it up and see how it works. That's pretty much it at this point, and after that we'll design it. But the step right now is, let's see if this thing works. Let's get it. So now that everything is finally labeled out to where I want it to be, the next step is to gather all the resources, put them in here, and for the items that we need to get a little bit more of, we are also going to add those as well. If you can see that there are some item frames that are not filled in these certain areas, either it's because, for these ones specifically, it's because I don't know exactly what I'm going to put there yet, or I'm planning on waiting for 1.17 to come out to start adding some stuff into those ones as well. These ones over here are going to be mainly for catching some stuff that it gets through the system or anything like that. And on the bottom here, the reason these don't have item frames is because strictly I just don't have enough right now. So the next step is, of course, to actually put the correct I guess formula inside each one of these hoppers to make the sorting system actually work. And yeah, so let's actually jump into the actual sorting of this thing. So I'm currently in the middle of actually sorting all this stuff, and you can just see all of the items just consistently fly up this thing. It actually looks so cool. The reason you can't hear it is because it is very loud, and I kind of just turned it off, my volume off for this particular portion of doing it, so I'm not just hearing this clicking noise the entire time. But we are putting in a little bit more work. We're getting through it. As you can see, we have lots of chests, lots of shulker boxes with lots of things. So right now we're just sorting this top row, and then after that we're going to have to manually sort all of these bottom ones, and then we'll actually get into the designing of this place. But let's actually finish this portion first, and then this portion, and then we can get to designing. So let's jump and finish on that. And just like that, as you can see, all of the chests are finally gone. The chest monster outside is no longer existing. And yeah, that took so long just to organize everything, put everything in an area that I think was either necessary or I wanted it to be. As you can tell, there are still a lot of chests that don't have anything on it, and that's all right. We can use that for different things as the series goes along and maybe move things around in time. But just in general, everything is done. And we finally get to do what I was really excited about and actually design this thing. So let's get on that. I gotta go get more sand because I need to use a little bit more sandstone. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so if we come down in here, as you guys can tell, the sides aren't done. That's our next project. We jump into the brand new design of the new storage unit. I'm really happy with what it looks like. And the next thing also we want to do is we want to add some chandeliers like right here. Just get a little bit better lighting and maybe some of these corners as well. But yeah, it is finally done. The roofing of this was not too fun to do. I'm just going to be completely honest. But I am glad it is finally over with. And now we just need to do some very simple building right here, chandeliers right here, and that's it. All right, so let's get on it. And just like that, it is finally fixed. As you guys can tell, my game is lagging a little bit. I re-downloaded the game because it was kind of broken for a sec, but it's been a little laggy, so I'm going to try to get that fixed by next episode as well. But yeah, the entrances are done. We did some chandeliers. I did a blue one and a red one. I thought it'd be kind of cool to change it up a little bit. I don't love these, but of course they will probably be changed later on, but they work for right now. Just like this over here, we have an entrance now, and everything is finally complete with this storage unit. And with the final thing I wanted to do in this episode, I wanted just to fix the outside area which we broke from making the actual auto sorter. I don't think I'm going to light it up just because I think it'll screw with the redstone, but I'm really fine with how it looks. It doesn't look too crazy. It matches in really well, and yeah, that's about it. So with that being said, that is all we have for today's episode. And I really appreciate all you guys coming out. I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel. And make sure, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more episodes. With that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day, guys.